So we're sitting here today watching a video of how your family became and what you did prior to that, your service to the country. I imagine things today are quite a bit different than they were in your day, militarily. Wouldn't you like to play with some of them weapons they have nowadays?
No. I tell you, some of the things I did back then, I'd be probably court-martialed.
Yeah.
I stood guard in front of on the end of an island under a light in front of a building, which was ridiculous. And I was smoking a cigarette, and it wasn't the commander, it was one of the officers, came up in his Jeep with the headlights out. I saw him coming, and I dropped the cigarette. He came up and looked down and said, "Whose cigarette is that?" And I said, "You saw it first, sir." And he looked at me a second. I was 18, you know.
Yeah.
What else can you say?
Right.
It's down there burning. He just looked at me, shook his head, and walked back. And at one point, when they put me in torpedo bomber as a ball turret gunner, we went on a flight, came back, and I didn't know how to get out of the thing. And apparently this was an initiation, because when I looked, everybody was lined up in front of the hangar laughing at me, and it totally made me mad. So I ran and spit the bullets across the top of the hangar.
Oh my goodness!
Two guys ran out and showed me how to open that. If they hadn't, I'd have gone down with the plane when it was shot down later, because I wouldn't have been able to get out. So I'm saying today I couldn't have done that. I'd have been drummed out of the service.
Well, you know, as I was watching the video, you know, and just, you know, saw how your life progressed up until the point you got married, and then of course you had children and everything. It was just, it was really nice to see a brief moment of your family's history, and that they're all here. And you know, I just really enjoyed being here today.
I really appreciate the honor of being honored,
well,
for something everybody at that time did for their service. Most of them didn't wait to be drafted. They went ahead. For one reason or another, I had a friend that worked at White Pat as a draftsman. And he joined the Navy because if he got drafted in the Army, they just sent him back there for $21 a month instead of what he was making. So that was sort of what got him into it. I had a lot of friends, all went in together. I mean, we didn't wind up in the same unit, but we all wound up in the Navy. And most of them are gone now.
Well, you know, it's a very important piece of history, as are all wars. But you know, that's one of the things that puzzles me today with our youth. It seems like American history is not being taught in schools like it should be. You know, unfortunately, in America, we've had to fight for what's right in human rights in the world, and for the own sake of our own country to prosper. And it's just like nowadays, you know, nobody cares.
I was at Bob Evans a couple of weeks ago and heard some young people talking. They had no idea. They hadn't been taught anything about World War II. They don't know who Hitler is. They don't know what a Nazi is. They don't know history. They're not teaching it. I can't believe it.
It's unconscionable that we as a country, you know, those are our grassroots. That's how we got where we are. You know, I always try to tell folks, you know, because I'm a Vietnam veteran, and you know, they'll ask me, you know, well, what about that war? And I said, you know what? The war was one thing, but the technology and the fortunes that came to America during that time frame, I mean, it was a lucrative country. And I guess my point is, for America to survive where it was at, or where it's at right now, we've always had to be in some kind of a conflict to generate wealth for our own people. And, you know, every war or every conflict we've been in has been to relieve those folks in other countries from tyranny and dictatorship, to try and get them to be able to live something close to the American dream of, you know, having your own house, being able to say God in public, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So I'm you know,
it's kind of going away now. I mean, there's political correctness.
Yes.
You can't really say what you think sometimes.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing, though. I mentioned that I was stranded on Laity. The natives found me. I lived with them. They were very basic huts, and you know, they were civilized, and they hid me from Japanese patrols.
Oh, wow.
Which, try to think, if this were America and this were going on, would I be able to take someone in and hide them and risk my life?
Right.
Which
that was a heck of a thing.
Really appreciated the people that were actually under duress from the Japanese themselves.
Yes, sir.
And that they would do that. Actually, I stayed with them, and first place I found, there was a CV base, and they took me there. I got a letter from the commander from past experience saying what happened, and 3 different bases until I finally got to where I was supposed to go. I had orders, they were sealed, and all they gave was longitude and latitude and didn't tell where I was supposed to go. But the idiots that dropped me off on that island should have known better than just abandon somebody.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
It was the scariest time of my life. So, anyway, I want to thank everybody that was involved.
It was our honor, sir. And
it's an honor to meet all of them.
Thank you for taking a few moments to talk to us. And God bless you and your family.
Yeah.
And again, happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you.
And congratulations on a very, very long marriage. My wife and I are pushing, I think, 38 or 39 years this year, so that's pretty good.
Tell you something, it's happened to us twice. We made reservations at the La Comedia, and I called them in, and the little girl said, anything special? And I said, yes, it's what?
It's our anniversary.
Which one was it? The
42nd.
42nd anniversary, and I said, it's also my wife's birthday. And she said, how old is she? And I said, 38. And the girl never batted.
Never even
I don't think she had any math training in school. And we've still done that when they say it's the 65th anniversary and it's my wife's birthday, and when they said how old is she, I said 38. At least that person caught it.
That's a good one. Well, thank you again, sir.